They say love is patient and kind, but what happens when love is faked and pity becomes a weapon? I married him out of pity, and now I am the stranger cleaning his marble floors. Amarachi Nwokede was the type of woman who turned heads and silenced rooms. Her honey brown skin, almond-shaped eyes, and elegant gait were enough to make men pause mid-sentence. Born and raised in the bustling Obiago community of Enugu, she dreamed beyond the rusted rooftops and noisy streets. She ran a small tailoring kiosk beside her mother's corn stand. Every stitch she sewed was sewn with hunger for more, for wealth, for glamour, for Lagos, for freedom. Then came Chisom Dike, the man who ruined all her dreams, or so she thought. Chisom was gentle, soft-spoken, and extremely intelligent, but life had not been kind to him. A ghastly road accident left him paralyzed from the waist down. He wheeled himself through the community with quiet dignity, his eyes always hidden behind thick-rimmed glasses. Their paths crossed when Amarachi's father, a retired school teacher, collapsed one afternoon. The family had no money for a proper diagnosis, let alone surgery. Hospitals demanded full payment before treatment, and their savings were long gone. Chisom stepped in without hesitation. He paid all the bills, arranged the best doctors in Enugu, and saved her father's life. Everyone called him a blessing. Amarachi called him a burden she now had to carry. With pressure from her family and guilt choking her, she agreed to marry Chisom. But she didn't marry his heart, she married his kindness. They moved into a quiet bungalow his late mother had left behind in Udi. Amarachi smiled on the outside, cooked sometimes, even laughed, but at night she slept on the edge of the bed, arms folded, back turned. She wouldn't let him touch her. She wouldn't even meet his eyes during prayer. Behind his back, she mocked him to her friends. I'm just waiting. Once a real man shows up, I'm gone. I'm not meant to push wheelchairs. But Chisom never raised his voice. He cleaned, he cooked, he sang to her sometimes. He registered her for fashion school and even gave her savings to open her dream boutique. 3 years passed. Amarachi met Tunde Omole, a flashy Lagos businessman with a smooth voice, shiny cars, and promises of freedom. He whispered of vacations in Dubai, a penthouse in Lekki, and business capital that would triple her shop. Blinded by lust and illusion, Amarachi did the unthinkable. She secretly withdrew 4 million naira Chisom had saved for his stem cell treatment in India and gave it to Tunde. That money vanished with him. Tunde disappeared. No calls, no replies. His number stopped connecting. Amarachi was left broken, betrayed, and broke. She returned home, tail-tucked, rehearsing lies to tell Chisom, but when she walked into the house, he was gone. His room, empty. His wheelchair, missing. His clothes, cleared. She rushed to his elder sister, Dr. Ifeyinwa Dike, in panic. That's when truth slapped her like cold rain. Chisom left for Dubai months ago. He can walk now. And Amarachi, he is never coming back. She laughed hysterically until she saw the video. There he was, walking tall in a crisp suit, confidently presenting at an international tech summit. His startup, DK Soft Systems, had just been acquired by an American company for $2.7 million. Amarachi's knees gave way. That wasn't the end. The house sold. The land behind it leased to a hotel developer. Her boutique seized for unpaid rent. Desperate and ashamed, she took up a housekeeping job in a luxurious mansion in Enugu GRA, unaware it was the very house Chisom built after leaving her behind. She was now cleaning his home, mopping the marble floors, scrubbing his grand staircase, washing plates she once dreamt of owning. One rainy evening, the gates opened. A black Range Rover drove in. From it stepped Chisom, no longer the fragile man she once pitied. He wore a designer agbada sleek glasses and a wristwatch that screamed wealth. A beautiful woman stepped out behind him, her hand resting comfortably on his arm. As Amarachi knelt by the stairs, sponge in hand, their eyes met. Her lips trembled. "Chisom, please, I'm sorry. I was foolish. Please." He turned slowly. "I loved you, Amarachi, but you married my brokenness, not my soul. You saw my wheelchair, not my words. Now that I stand, I see clearly. And I forgive you, but I'm done carrying people who only showed up when I was crawling." He walked past her. No anger, just peace. And Amarachi, she now sits in the garden corner of the mansion every evening during break, watching his children play with their mother. She speaks to no one, but sometimes, if you listen closely, you will hear her whisper. Sometimes, we don't lose what we love. We lose what we fail to recognize was gold. I had a king, and I traded him for dust. Now, I sweep the palace I once rejected. Don't marry someone out of pity. Pity fades. Love sees deeper. Because one day, the man you look down on might rise, and you may find yourself beneath the feet you once ignored. Thanks for watching. Please do well to like, subscribe, comment, share, and always watch out for more interesting stories on Afritales with ZobAnwa.